same. Your love is constant. You've never lost it. Your voice is calling out my name. It makes me miss you, even when I'm with you. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. You are a ranger, so I am a lucky man. I am a lucky man. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky man. 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 I am a lucky man.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm your host on the show this afternoon. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and I'm here with
Felicity Girgir.
And Speedy Talk is a program for the youth where we talk about things that concern and affect the youth. And I hope that you've had a wonderful time here with us on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Great shows, great music. We have been playing you back to back. Now, today on Speedy Talk, we are talking about something that affects a lot of people, especially when it comes to young job seekers. With so many people searching for jobs, for work today, we have a lot of fake job offers continuing to wrap unsuspecting people. Sometimes what looks like an opportunity for a better life may not actually be what it seems. People are so desperate, or some persons actually with the issues of unemployment that we are all trying to maybe beat, sometimes get caught up in some of these fake job opportunities, some of these things that are there and are not exactly what they are looking for, and sometimes fail to recognize it early and then get themselves into different issues, different dangers that they shouldn't have been there in the first place. So today, that is what we are going to be talking about on Speedy Talk, how people actually end up falling for these fake job opportunities. Some of these things where, there are different forms of it, from getting messages that are not actually true, from people just requesting money to give you a job offer, and then, for things even deeper than that, where someone's life is actually even endangered, which people do not actually maybe pay attention to, or pay attention, but sometimes when it comes to desperation to get that job, people just get carried away and somehow get stuck in that problem. So today, let us talk about it on Speedy Talk. Now, you also can call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 0807 Speed FM.
That's 0807 773 3336.
It's Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this afternoon on the show, we are talking about fake job opportunities. Some of those job opportunities that from the name, you can already imagine what it means, fake job opportunities. That means that it's not actually true, or it's not actually there, just a way to trap people, maybe exploit people to even get some things from them, or even endanger them, or just, some form of deception that actually takes people to what they are not actually looking for. So, Felicity, have you maybe heard people, especially when it comes to, our young ones, complaining about fake job opportunities, or at least heard some persons warn?
Yes, I've heard people complain about it. One of my friends actually fell for a fake job opportunity scheme. So in her own situation, they told her she saw an advertisement online, or they're promoting about you can work from home. The salary is you are going to earn daily, but then you have to pay to actually learn the skill that is required. And they even said that you don't need any experience and anything like that. So you just have to pay an amount of money to learn the skill, and then after learning the skill, you'll be able to work from home and earn daily. So she paid the money, but after paying the money, they blocked her. Okay, and she didn't hear from them ever again. That's how her money went.
That was it for her.
Was it for her. Yes.
Okay. That we started with quite an interesting story from someone Now you also can call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 0807 Speed FM.
That's 0807 773 3336.
It's Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and I'm here with
Felicity Girgir.
and we are talking about fake job opportunities. If you have ever seen something like that maybe happen to someone, you can call in and share with us. If it happened to you yourself, you can share it with us, and you know how you think people actually end up falling for these fake job opportunities. Let us talk about it. Sometimes people receive messages claiming they have been selected for a job because, you know, if you're actively applying, maybe trying to save yourself from that unemployment, it's possible that some of these details, sometimes you fill in your information to somewhere that is going to be public, and then someone out there with not let's say not a bad intention actually takes on those information that you have actually put out there, and then decides to send you a message claiming you have been selected for a job, but they ask you to pay money first for, maybe sometimes they say, okay, for the ID card, for this one, before it's actually for the registration, for this and that. And you know what happens when it comes to desperation? People that are so, you know, I need this job, I've been looking for a job, and finally they are offering something like this. It doesn't matter, it's just how much I'm going to pay, and then I get that job.
And then one thing is that they make the offer look so attractive.
Exactly.
You just feel like, if I need to get this, because the pay is also very good, they just make it look so attractive that you don't, in your head you are like, you must get it. So you do not really care about how much you have to pay or anything. You just think that, okay, I need to do this, I need to get this job. Yes.
And sometimes I think it's not just about maybe someone who was so smart, like I am so intelligent and I can never fall for this. You know, sometimes people are actually smart and people are actually maybe ready, but then when desperation sets in, like you have been looking for a job for years, and all of a sudden you even had something that you applied for, or you've been actively applying, and all of a sudden a message like that pops up, and you don't think about it. You're just, oh, I applied for something like this in this particular place, so I should just pay the money, and then maybe I'll get that job. Maybe that's just what I have been looking for. So you also can call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 0807 Speed FM.
That's 0807 773 3336.
It's Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and we are talking about fake job opportunities. If you've ever been through that, like if you've ever experienced it, where you were almost trapped with a fake job opportunity, or you even got into it, you know, it was not almost, you actually got yourself into it, or you have heard of someone, you know, who actually got themselves into that, you can call in and be part of the show. Call in and share with us what you know, so that other persons can actually open their eyes to some of these things, because it seems like, you know, sometimes when you're saying that this happened to someone else, this happened to somebody, this happened to the next person, everyone is looking like, no, it can never be me, I am too smart for this one, or it's not possible for something like this to actually happen to me. Hello. All right, you can still call in and be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 0807 773 3336.
That's 0807 773 3336.
It's Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and we are talking about fake job opportunities this afternoon on the show. Some of those opportunities, in some cases, job seekers are invited for interviews that do not seem even genuine, or conditions are unclear and then suspicious. There are also situations where people are promised job in another state or even outside the country, but we would get to that. So Felicity, can you share with us maybe some of these fake job opportunity, you know, schemes that you have actually heard about or seen?
Like I said earlier, after the work from home scheme, where you have to pay registration fee, and then they'll teach you a skill, and then be able to earn daily. I think that's the most popular, because it's everywhere, even on social media platforms. So that's also one of the schemes. Another scheme is this fake recruitment thing, because they'll just tell you that, I have this job available for, and sometimes they'll even use a well-known company. They'll tell you that this company has an opportunity or a vacancy for you, and then they'll ask you to come for an interview. But most of the times, or sometimes, these interviews are not actually going to happen, or they are not going to take hold. So it's also another scheme that so many people use. And another thing is is this job requirements that like for example now they are going to call you for a job, or you see an advertisement for a job, but then they require no qualifications. There's basically no they'll just tell you that even if you don't have any qualification or any
so
work
those are like
experience,
signs to look
out. Those are signs to look out for. They'll tell you that you don't need anything, and then they'll also tell you that you should pay a very huge amount of money first.
That's all you need.
This whole thing about paying money first is very popular, because every single time they'll tell you pay this amount of money and then you'll be given the job. But we all know that these days it's not employees that pay, it's the employer that pays, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, it's Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and we are talking about fake job opportunities. Now you also can call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 0807 Speed FM.
That's 0807 773 3336.
Call in and share your experience. Maybe you yourself have experience, or someone that you actually know have had an experience, with all these fake job opportunities where it turns out not to be what you actually expected, or you even realize that you just waste your time. And some of those things is actually like maybe even saying that, oh, there is this position for you, and then you come and people have shared experiences. I'm not going to mention maybe some name of companies, and things like that. People have shared experiences like you just come to a place and they say, okay, they are locking you up, you cannot leave until it's over. It turns out to maybe be like a seminar or something like that they used to maybe tell you to join something else. A lot of things, some of these, let's say marketing gyms, sometimes you go out there, you know how it is when it comes to marketing, like or maybe selling some of these products out there, and they tell you, okay, it's something else, quite okay, maybe someone else would have been interested in doing that job, but the person that they are inviting, or the kind of people that they try to get, maybe are not people who were interested in marketing those things on the road in the first place. But somehow they invite you like, this is what we are going to do, and all of a sudden you cannot leave, or it's by force, like you have to do this. People share testimonies of how maybe they were able to escape some of these things, like because it wasn't moving for them, it wasn't doing anything, they were just stuck, and then even getting even maltreated sometimes. So you also can call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 0807 773 3336.
That's 0807 773 3336.
It's Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm your host on the show this afternoon. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and I'm here with
Felicity Girgir,
and we are talking about fake job opportunities. Have you ever had that experience with a fake job opportunity? You found out that it was fake, maybe you even found out early, or you actually went there first, and then that was when you actually found out, or they actually got you, because sometimes you get caught up in it and you're not able to figure it out on time. So by then you've already lost something, in it. You can share with us those experiences, or some of the ones that maybe you've seen it happened to someone that or you've actually seen out there. So call in and let us hear from you. And we are also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. So you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. We are talking about fake job opportunities. Now, some of these offers, actually turned out to be very different from what was originally promised, leaving people confused and even stranded. And there are also situations where people are promised job in another state or even outside the country. Now, this is something that is actually people share their stories of, okay, this is how they just told me that one woman could take me, outside the country and then do something like this. She had the connections to be able to do this. And you find that some of these things is not actually, let's say, legally, but then for just because of that desperation, like we put it, like, yes, I want to also go there. If I go outside the country, I'm going to make it. If I go to another state, I am going to make it. You don't know this woman, you don't know the man, you don't know these people. There is nothing like that. But then someone told you that, oh, there is this opportunity. They'll just say it's company, it's one company. What is the company? There is no title, there is no this, there is no that, and somehow that job opportunities, they're through one woman. I don't know if you've heard things like this. Sometimes people will say that I found this young boy and they were taking him to this place because of maybe they promised him a job.
Yes.
When he gets to that place. And sometimes you go there and maybe there'll be people that will put you on that so much tough work. Maybe it becomes something like laboring and maybe farming or doing some kind of things. There are different things. Not everything that we can actually mention. Go on.
Yes, and it's definitely not what you were told.
Exactly.
It's not what you were signed up for.
Exactly. So many things, and sometimes even to leave becomes a problem. And then people start telling you things like, or the people who are in charge start telling you things like, well, you have to pay us for the transportation that we used to bring you outside the country. So you still have to stay here and do this work, whether you like it or not. Like, you just have to stay there, and whatever they're asking you to do, like, keep doing it until you're able to like pay up. And you see that money, they're always saying you'll be able to pay up. It's never something that you ever pay and they'll say, oh, it has finished, as long as you're working for them. So you also can still call in and be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 0807 773 3336.
That's 0807 773 3336.
And we are also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makodi. So you can join live, watch live on Facebook, and even leave a comment if you have something to say. Just like our comrade Hangeior Tedious left a comment. He says interesting topic. So you can also leave a comment if you have something to say right here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. We are talking about fake job opportunities. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm listening to you on the radio. I'm Kenneth Igba from Country's Quarters.
All right. Welcome to the show, Kenneth Igba.
Yes, I have one experience like that.
Okay, you can still call us back, Kenneth Igba, if you want to share more of your experience. Number for you to call is 0807 773 3336.
That's 0807 773 3336.
We are talking about fake job opportunities on Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. So call in and be part of the show. You can share your experience if you've had that experience, or at least you've heard or seen someone else, maybe someone that actually go through that experience. I've been talking about different things, from maybe making people even pay money and then not even get what they were promised. And even in some unfortunate cases, people end up in difficult and unsafe situations because they trusted the wrong opportunity. You know how it is, some people might say, oh, it was not my fault, I was looking for this, but I needed a job so much. But then it's all our responsibility. I mean, it's on our own shoulders to actually take care of ourselves, which is why it's important to actually bring things like this to light. So if you have that story, you can actually share with us, and then how do people actually end up falling for this? We spoke about desperation, even that pressure from unemployment, like we mentioned, or the desire for a better life. And some people, simply because they have not heard of some of these things actually happen, maybe they have not heard that things like this maybe happen to people. Some people don't know. Maybe someone just wakes up, or someone just is new to the internet, and then they are seeing that something like this, oh, I should rush on this thing, like it's actually true. I should go on, it's possible that this is actually true, and it could be a life-changing situation, and they just jump on it. So for some people, why? It's because they do not know. For some, it's that desperation, like they know there might actually be risk, but then let me just take the risk. If not, what am I going to do?
And another reason is that these scammers, they actually create a sense of urgency, like apply and get the spot today. There are limited spaces and all of that. So you are pushed. Their own idea, or is just like to make you act before you think.
Exactly.
Yes, you act before you think. If you are so desperate for it, you are going to definitely act without thinking. So they just create this sense of urgency for people.
All right. So you also can call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 0807 773 3336.
That's 0807 773 3336.
And we are also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. So you can join live to be part of the show. You can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. And we had a comment from Felix Shawon, and he says, hi Speed FM, I am a victim of a fake job opportunity. I once met a man who claimed to have someone top in the military and cantonments and at Asoroko in Abuja, where I was doing a private job. The man promised to help me get a job with the military medical corps, and he started casually by collecting my documents. From there, the man collected a lot of money from me for this and that, and after collecting like huge amounts of money from me, he stopped picking my calls. Before I could know, the man relocated, and that was all. Now, this is a very sad experience, Felix. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that, but it's good that he actually shared that story with us, so someone else can also get to hear. And truly, it happens like that as well. So before we go on, you also can call in to be part of this conversation. And the number for you to call is 0807 773 3336.
That's 0807 773 3336.
And we are also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi, and you can watch live and even leave a comment if you have something to say, just like Felix left a comment of his own story. So yes, that is another one, Felicity. Imagine telling you, following through all these things, getting the money, you have to take the money, you have to submit, so I can photocopy this your document or print this your document and then submit it for you. I know this person, I know this person, I know this, I know that. If someone needs that, if they need that document, then you should be the one to actually maybe give them the particular documents that they're looking for. But you know that when it comes to some of these things, just like we have been saying, people don't think, just like you mentioned, like acting before they actually go back and think.
Yes,
but it's our responsibility to take care of ourselves, because things like that, let me say, they're always going to happen, whether we like it or not. We just have to protect ourselves from it. Even if we keep kicking against it, preaching against it, we still have to take control of our own selves. So how do this actually affect us? How the different ways that they actually affect us. And Felicity, let's hear from you first. How do you think that it affects a lot of young people today?
The first thing I would say is the financial loss, because if they ask you for money and you keep on giving that money, that, for instance, the money, some people do not even have the money to begin with. Some people are going to borrow the money to pay so that they'll get that job, thinking that, okay, if they get the job and after they pay them, they'll be able to pay back. So there's a lot of financial loss in these schemes, because you don't even have the money, but you are looking for the money and you are giving just in hopes of getting the job. At the end of the day, there is no job, so you have lost a lot of money. And like Felix was saying, they just kept asking for lots and lots of money. He even said a lot of money, huge amount of money. And another thing is emotional stress and disappointment, because imagine that you are spending weeks preparing for a job or an interview, you're even telling your family, you're telling your friends that I'm going for this interview, hopefully I'll get the job, and this could actually change our lives. And then just to find out that it was a scheme or it was a fake job advertisement and all of that, there's going to be a lot of emotional stress, and you're also going to be very, very disappointed, and you don't even know what to tell. What are you going to tell your family and your friends, the ones you told about the job offer? And then another thing is the wasted time. Yes, true. Because job seekers may spend days or even months pursuing that fake opportunity, like I said earlier, instead of applying for those for genuine jobs. So in a competitive job market, that lost time can be very, very costly.
For real, yes.
And then loss of trust, because if you keep getting scammed after time and time again, you are definitely not going to have trust anymore. You are not going to be very trusting anymore. So if a genuine opportunity actually comes, you are still going to have that.
It's possible.
It's possible that they
like
want to scam me, and then you now be unable to even get that genuine one that finally came. Yes.
And even something else, even when it comes to lives, because imagine ending up in somewhere that you don't even know, because one lady promised you, Mrs. This, and she has connections to actually take you outside the country, to take you to another state, and all of a sudden it's in a bush where you don't know. You're finding out, okay, this is not the place that I actually recognize. and you cannot come out of there. I've heard different people actually share these stories, like, I cannot even come out of this place. I was there for so long, I had to escape the place. They were making us do so much farming without even resting, without giving us anything you know,
at all. No
and then
money.
when you want to leave, they'll say we spend a lot of transportation to actually bring you to this place, so you have to stay here and work to pay that transportation
back.
You know,
in reality, you are going to keep on paying, and it's never
exactly
going to
and
end.
sometimes even sex working, you know, different things that they actually make people do sometimes, you know, because they got trapped, you know, in this fake job opportunities.
And then another thing is that it's going to encourage more scams.
Okay.
Because if you know somebody that scammed someone in the name of fake job, and the person actually succeeds with it, you are also going to want to try it if you are also desperate for money. Because the truth is that these days a lot of people are looking for money, and they're really some do not really care the means that you are going to get the money.
Okay.
And that's even the main I think that's one of the reasons why people actually scam, because they are desperate for money.
Right.
If you see somebody scam and then they succeed with it, you are also going to scam.
Okay, so it's Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm your host on the show this afternoon. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and I'm here with
Felicity Girgir.
and we are talking about fake job opportunities. You can still call in quickly to be part of this conversation before we go, and the number for you to call is 0807 773 3336.
That's 0807 773 3336.
Have you had that experience, or did someone you know actually have that experience? Call in and share with us quickly before we go. Now, Felicity, what do you think are some of those signs? You mentioned one already to actually look out for, you know, going forward and a way forward out of this. What are some of those signs that you actually think people can even look out for, you know, so they don't get caught up in this?
The most important is these ones that actually ask for payment. I think I don't know, I believe that employees do not pay. If they actually want to employ you, you are not going to pay. What exactly are you paying for? Unless it's learning a skill. But even that one, you need to make your own research about it. Yes, so that's the first one I'm going to say. These ones that ask you for registration fee and all of that, be very careful about it. And if you get any job opportunity through email or anything like that about a company or about a vacancy in a company or at a company, you should make your own research about that company and be very sure that this company actually has this vacancy. You can even go to the company yourself to check, because these things, they happen every day and they are not really going to stop. It's going to continue happening. So it's important that going forward you should look out for these things. Yes.
And then when they are actually, I think another one is actually when they are rushing you, like you're the one that's looking for a job, but people are rushing you, like, try and pay now, I kept it for you, like it's just the last one left, this is the last lot, and after today it's going to close down. You don't make up to that payment today, tomorrow they still say it's the last spot, like I kept that one for you. Somebody that doesn't know you, I kept that one for you, and you believed it. Somebody that you don't know from anywhere, and the next day again you have still not found it. Okay, I don't have the 5,000 like you said, but I have 4,000, just give me, I will add my own 1,000, and you're looking at it like the person actually wants to help me. So some of these things, is not to say that someone is not smart or some people are not actually smart, because sometimes when you're desperate, a lot of things can happen. You know, you can anyone can fall for a trap.
And then another thing is that these job opportunities that they offer you, they tell you that you're going to earn lots of money. Sometimes these things, are they even actually real? Sometimes you just have to think about it, like I'll just pay this little amount of money and be able to make this big amount of money in a day.
And they are not requiring anything. I don't need to have. So there are some things that you look at your qualifications, so you're supposed to question, like, are you sure?
Sometimes they tell you that you don't need any experience.
All right, so that is it for Speedy Talk today. We have been talking about fake job opportunities and, you know, how they actually affect different people, you know, different schemes and different ways that they actually do these things and then get a lot of people. And I've been your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and I've been here with
Felicity Girgir.
So going forward, make sure to look at the research, you know, make your research, know the background. Don't just pay money to anyone, you know, without actually verifying that is actually even a real place, or even knowing that person simply because it looks attractive or simply because it looks good. And also coming up next at 3:55 p.m. If today is your birthday, then Speedy Kids are going to be wishing you a happy birthday. And also up next at 4 p.m. the Speed Lane comes on right here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And until then, keep enjoying music of your life, and don't forget to remember that not every opportunity that looks good is actually real.
Hello, my Cludy. Asking Radio is here.